Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive for a very silly style of racing. This is a transport race. The way it works is pretty simple. These cars have got to be loaded into these trucks. They then complete a lap. The cars then dismount, often while on the go, and then the cars complete a lap, and the first one to have the cars cross the line will be victorious. There were no rules in terms of what you could do for the transporting vehicle. The cars, though, had to be 0.2 in terms of power to weight, and had to be two-wheel drive. They are launched, and they are off and underway. Now, they've got to load in different methods for both of these. Shadow has a ramp and has loaded, has got into the back of the truck very nicely. Actually pretty even between the pair of them. The truck is going to just about get ahead of Rusky's big flatbed. Now, of course, with the flatbeds, they are a relatively stable platform, relatively speaking. Difficult to dismount from, but we will see how that goes. The bonuses of a box truck, I mean, it can't fall out the sides as well. It's actually not looking too bad up here. Could topple over, is possibly a little bit top heavy in all of this. And I mean, they've got to do the dismount, which trying to get the pigeon out of there is maybe not going to be as great. It's not really an easy way to do a dismount from this one. Oh, it almost fell over. Almost. So that's a much more stable platform. Going on here, can be more aggressive through the corners. Longbow is leading the way. Now, Shadow is going to have to get out. Now, the rule is they've got to have crossed the finish line when they dismount from the vehicle. That's going to have to really slow down through here. It cannot risk falling over through this section, and indeed it has nicely done it through all of this. Shadow has got to be ready here for the dismount. Shadow has dismounted. Well, the dismount was a little soon on that one. It was not a pristine dismount. That will be a very, very good dismount from Stevie in that one. It was expertly done. The pigeon did get a bit of a slide going on and ended up in the wall. I don't think it's taken any damage. Now, it is a small car. This track is relatively powerful, like power dependent one. Stevie is catching. While 0.2 power to weight ratio is not a crazy amount of power. I say Stevie's catching. Maybe it looked a little bit closer than it was. A lot of understeer there for the K series. We've got one more corner to go in this one, and it is going to be a lot of understeer from the pigeon, but it has made it around the corner. It will be a penalty for the next round, but it is across the line. I think Stevie did pretty well. Stevie and Rusky's vehicle, honestly, it was a safe choice. It was a sensible choice, and it did the job. But just not quite quick enough. They are not eliminated, no, do not worry. There is the Spanner final to come. So, we move into the next round. I am up next. Joe is going to be the car being transported. Amy is my teammate. Shados is Joe's teammate. Now, they've gone for a very different setup. We've got a trailer, fairly sensible. The trailers do tend to swing around. They've got a tow truck, although it's a little bit difficult to hook because they do have to like swing the car. They have to hook it in reverse essentially. It's going to be an interesting one. This to see, as is much more conventional. My car, this is the Barstow. We are going to launch ourselves towards our trailer, but we have got to go a little bit slowly in terms of the loading because I don't want to crash into the trailer. So we can go. They've hooked up. Right, we're off. We are underway. I was being a little bit cautious. I knew I wasn't in the biggest, craziest rush because I knew they had to do a little bit of fiddling, and the most important thing is to get the car positioned nicely in the trailer. The trailer does have a bit of a mind of its own here. It moves, it swerves around, it wobbles about, which is not what you want. It's a bit sketchy, I'm not going to lie, and I'm slightly concerned about my tyres on this sort of like inner wheel well, if we pop tyres or wheels getting stuck, but it seems okay so far. We've got a decent lead over Joe and Shados back there. They do have some bouncing related issues going around the corner. Even though this is a relatively flat circuit, they do have some issues with the combination of vehicle and this is the towed vehicle bouncing around. There is the difficult part, which we do not have at the moment. Things are going. No, I'm going to say it because we've got one more section to go here. The trailer wants to drift, it's easy to slide into the outside wall if you're not careful. Is there any big oversteer from the trailer? No, there is not. Right, we are going to get ready to dismount from this one. We can kick the car into reverse. Try not to blow the engine to pieces as we go through the gears. It is an exquisite dismount this time around. No punctured tyres, no major problems for us. We are free, and the others are still going. I don't think we're going to lap them. They will get Joe out of the... It's been far too smooth sailing for the transport race. I shouldn't say that when I've still got half a lap to go, because that's how we end up doing something silly. But, yeah. Oh, careful. This does like to oversteer. I had to put a big wing on the back of it just to try and calm it down. Joe has made it. The what's-it-called truck has... Tow truck, there we go, forgot for a second, has got round a lap without any massive difficulties. That being said, the trailer was the way to go. It did slide about a bit, but that one there will be victory for the orange and pink team. That will be us into the next round, and we can do a big old celebratory donut. Yeah, we played it safe with the loading. That we may have to do quicker in future rounds. But yeah, the dismount was perfection. That is very good news. Whether we're going to be able to do that every time or not is a whole nother question. But for now, I will take that. And Joe is across the line. Good effort for a very, very different setup. Just couldn't stop the bouncing. However, they're not out of it. They will go into the Spanner final. So, we have another hit lane loading occurring for Speed Beast and Ewan. Speed Beast... it's an interesting idea with the dump truck. So, there's no way you can't lower it. So, the dismount is going to be horrific. But if it works, could be a very quick way to get the vehicle in and relatively stable platform. Gliska and Danger Man have got a much more similar route to me and Amy. Slightly different tow vehicle, but with the sort of car trailer going on here. We will get them underway. We will see who is going to fare best here as the revs will rise. The two cars will launch. Ewan's in a Barstow like mine, only slightly different modified. Both slow down for their various... Oh, Ewan's missed it. Ewan has missed it and has fallen off the ramp. That's not a great start. That's not a great start. So the downside with that is it's not a particularly wide entranceway. Oh, Ewan. Oh, Ewan. It's gone wrong. It's all gone disastrously wrong. Right. Does that fit? Have you checked that it fits? Wow, that is... I mean, it is a tight squeeze. It will stop the Barstow from moving around much in there, but it is a rather tight fit. Meanwhile, over here, Gliska and Dageman, they're just having a nice leisurely stroll. They're taking their race car down to the track. Everything is fine. The trailer has got a little bit of oversteer, much as we saw from mine and Amy's. Is going to do a similar thing. Maybe the van we have pulling ours is slightly heavier. We'll have a slightly easier time of it going on. I mean, it's a kind of a shame, as this, as far as an idea goes, could work quite well in terms of the car can't really... You can attack the course on the most part, 'cause the car can't really do much, but yeah, it's a very, very slow dismount was always going to be a problem. Now, I don't know what's going on here. Now, for some reason, I don't know whether that's... Not that they are opening the door. So, they have gone for a slightly different approach. We kept the door open. We didn't feel the need to shut the door so that we could do a much swifter dismount. Now, the risk you run with that is, of course, you might fall out on your way around the course, but we didn't have that problem. Oh, there's some drifting from the truck. I just wanted to see how the dismount would go here. Danger Man, as long as they don't crash, which is quite difficult on this circuit, there's a lot of runoff area, should probably be fine. I'm curious to see how the dismount goes on this one. It is... stuck. it's stuck. Oh, there we go. It has a little bit of desync, and Ewan's bumped into some walls, and it's not gone amazingly. I'm not gonna lie there. It's not gone incredibly well. Meanwhile, Danger Man, oh, don't smash the wall. Tell you what, if Danger Man smashed the wall and totaled their car and couldn't move, that would have been hilarious. They didn't. It looks bouncy, it looks a little bit out of control, but Danger Man is across the line. That will put Danger Man and Gliska guaranteed into the next round, and I think they're going to load their car up again afterwards. Wow, look at that. Reusable and everything. I'm very impressed. Yeah, Ewan and Speed Beast have got some work to do for the Spanner final, both in terms of getting the car in the dump truck and getting the car out of the dump truck. Neither were ideal. Barstow dealt with the punishment quite well, which is impressive. Good news for me, because, well, it's the same car as mine. But, yeah, that was definitely one of the runs of all time. So, we have the Spanner final. Kind of the lorry final, as they have called it, because all three of the transport vehicles are forms of T-Series. Just, you know, some different ideas. Some different ideas here. I think Stevie and Rusky are going to be the ones to watch here. They were, you know, did pretty well in the initial one. Joe's and Shadow's can be quite fast, but it's bouncing issues. Ewan and Speed Beasts might work if they can ever get it to load properly. So, up we go. Stevie is onto the flatbed nicely. Ewan has been loaded nicely. Oh, Joe's not got it right. Stevie might have fallen off. Stevie has fallen off the trailer. They're going to have to reload that, though. You are allowed to node grab. You are allowed to node grab to pull the car over. You're not allowed to fix it. Joe and Shadows are off and underway there. Stevie is going to get reset on the bed of the truck. I don't know. I guess it bounced maybe when they're when they were trying to level it off. So it is Speed Beast and Ewan that lead the way. Dagon is giving some commentary as well in the background. Now the question is, can they get the dismount? Is the big problem for these two. We saw the Barstow get wedged and struggled to find its way out of the dump truck. Now, dismount not a problem here. Difficulty is the Chariot doing things like that, which is far from ideal. The Chariot's got its hazards going on, so if they're close enough, then maybe they can make some time up on that. Stevie and Rusky are closing in now. They've possibly got the most straightforward to use combination here. They're pushing hard, and that's not a good idea. Stevie is clinging on for dear life here. Now, we are going to have to leave that because it is time to extract a Barstow from a dump truck. Will it work better this time around? They've got to come to a stop by the looks of it. Ewan's got to fire up the car. Oh, okay, they've got to tip the thing slightly. Ewan's going to fire up the car. Ewan has got out of the dump truck. Good work there from Ewan and Speed Beast. Ewan has now got going. They will be able to just drop Joe and send that on its way. It's a lovely dismount and chase. Ewan spun! Ewan has spun from the lead of the race. Stevie's been deposited as well. Ewan is in the middle of the circuit. We'll try and get going, and Ewan falls to third. Oh, it was going so well. Don't know if Ewan's car sustained damage in falling out of the truck. Joe is to the lead of the race in this. Can Stevie close in? Can Stevie do anything with that K-Series? Considering fell off early on, well, immediately actually, and was very close to being in trouble for a lot of this, it is a good comeback for Stevie here, but Joe has got the lead. Joe's gone quite wide through here. Quite a lot of understeer from both of them. Ewan is too far back to be doing anything. Stevie is going to have to try and send it through this next section. The final corner is pretty technical, though. That is for sure. Stevie is closing in. That K-Series is quick. Stevie has absolutely sent it through here. Joe is a little bit slow through the corner. It's going to be a drag race towards the line, and it's going to go the way of Stevie just about. Oh, Stevie had to work for that one. Stevie really had to work for that one. Joe is across the line in second. Ewan's had another accident around on that, and Ewan will cross the line, and that will be a unfortunate one. Yeah, Ewan just got too much oversteer. The Barstow is slidey in that, and yeah, just too much oversteer. It was a good first lap. It was a clean first lap, but turn one went disastrously. Disastrously wrong for the Barstow. Tyres are indeed help. I wonder if Ewan popped a tyre when dismounting from the truck. that might be what happens. It's a good spanner final. A very, very good spanner final. So, we move on to the semi-finals. There has been some debate, and Stevie and Rusky were disqualified for exceeding track limits in the final corner to pass Joe and Shadows, so they are through to the next round. Now, because Shadow dismounted slightly too soon from the truck in their first round, they have been, well, it didn't really affect the outcome of the event. They have been penalised by having to start sort of around the corner. Now, we know that Joe and Shadows can get that sort of setup hooked up fairly quickly, although while Shadow is from further back, it's still a much easier loading procedure for them, and we would expect... is that going to hook? That is going to... Nope. I didn't love the pigeon just stove straight in. It's great stuff. They are off and underway with the tow truck. I've forgotten the name. I wanted to call it a mule, but it's not. The box truck. There we go. I think it's a H-series box truck is on the go here and will lead them away. Now, we would expect potentially the Cherrier to be the faster of the two cars. And this is the real big if here, is if they can get this around quickly enough. The difficulties of going fast with the towed vehicle is its tendency to bounce. I mean, you can see the size of the gap that's going on there. It is a sizable gap. The difficulty for these is it has a tendency to want to fall over. Oh god, it's so dicey in there. And there is always a chance, as we saw for Ewan in the Spanner final, you can burst tyres, you can break suspension, you could break steering even when you fall out of these transport vehicles. It's a big drop at the end of the day that they've got to be doing. That's a lot of understeer through there, but it's okay. Oh, it's not okay. Oh, big save. Big save. Well done to Longbow for keeping that one together. Now, the pigeon will fall out. It's not the most elegant dismount, but it is free. It is released. It's got a big lead. It's got a big lead. Oh, no. Oh, it's gone wrong back here. Shadow's trying to make up time. It has gone quite badly wrong for them. The Cherrier has had a bit of a roll. It'll be fine. It'll still work. I mean, the dismount here is effective, and it is very cool from the pair of them, as it will launch and get going. However, that is just going to be too much, far too much to ask, unless Shadow has a terrible time. Yes, the dismount for the pigeon is not the best. It's not the easiest whatsoever, but it is seemingly managing to do it without any further damage on the car. Joe is around the other side of the lap, and Shadow is going to just round the final corner. Nothing too terrible, nothing too bad. The pigeon will cross the line. It is into the final for Shadow and Longbow. A good run, a very clean run. Yeah, not too much. Very nearly fell over, though. It was a good run. It was effective, but you saw how dangerous that could be, how easy it was to fall over. Unfortunately for the tow truck, while it could do it, and the dismount was efficient, the Cherrier would be very fast around here. It is just not quite able to... it's not quite able to carry the speed while towing a car, and that is the end of Joe's... No, but maybe it still moves. Don't know. It does. Either way, Shadow, Longbow are into the final. So, we move on to the second of the semi-finals. I mean, this one here is legitimately going to be a really close one, because we've both had very similar ideas, gone about it slightly differently, but we've got Barstow versus I-Series. We've got different tow vehicles using the same trailers. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. In practice, I was racing Danger Man around this track, and our cars are very evenly matched. So, yeah, this is likely to be... It's going to be an interesting one. Danger Man off the line a little bit better. Who is going to be braver in loading the vehicles? Let's go. Go, 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 go. Oh, so they're closing the trailer. They're closing that to try and keep the car in better. So we've made a little bit of time there because we don't bother doing that. Now, in theory, from what we reckon, they're potentially a little faster. We're a bit more stable, which is very, very helpful when you're towing a trailer. Oh, they've got a big snaking going on back there. We are parked. We're positioned pretty well in this one from the test run. The further forward I am, the better balance we get with the trailer. Oh, they've pushed it too hard! Oh, the trailer's overtaken Gliska. That I've not seen before. We've seen some very big drifts from the trailer. We've not seen a trailer actually overtake the lead car. Oh, it's fine. All is good for us here. We have got to get around the final couple of corners now. Nothing silly through here. We've seen how disastrously wrong it can almost go, and yeah, we don't need any of that. I've got my car ready to try and spit it out of the trailer. Yeah, we're quite good on this one. I've had no problems with it. Oh no, pit wall, pit wall, pit wall, pit wall! Please don't hit that. Jeez, it's not quite as bad as Longbow's almost falling over, but yeah, right. It's that transition into a forward gear I've got to be really mindful of, because I don't have a clutch button assigned. I possibly should. We are out the other side. I fear something has gone wrong with Danger Man and Gliska. What has happened? They're a long, long way back down there. Oh. We will head over the hill and around the next turn. Yeah, this is going to look set up to be a very, very close race. Oh, that's a big oversteer for us again. Well, it went wrong when the trailer tried to overtake them, and something has gone terribly wrong further around the lap. I am not 100% sure what that something is as we round the final corner. Oh, we've got a big oversteer moment. Are they trying to block the finish line? Oh, what has happened? Well, I mean, it actually broke my drive shaft. It has broken the drive shaft, but I'm across the line. Well, yeah, the front end, it's actually broken my whole rear axle. The whole rear axle has come off, but the nose is across the line on that one. We will be victorious in that, but yeah. I don't know quite what transpired with that. Something obviously disastrous did occur to them. They should have been a lot closer. We saw the trailer. The problem that they had was basically the trailer was very unstable behind the road, or I say very unstable, but more unstable than it was behind the van. And yeah, Amy was just able to go faster, and there was no real crazy pressure for us in that one. Danger Man will round the final couple of corners. Oh, and almost go into the pit lane, and there we are. And that will be that. What a silly round. It's gonna be me and Amy versus Longbow and Shadow. It's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. Unfortunate for Gliska and Danger Man. We're looking forward to this race, but just not quite stable enough a platform there to make it work. So, this is it. Time for the final. We have got, me and Amy versus Shadow and Longbow. Two very different approaches to this, and I think two different strengths with the vehicles. Shadow and Longbow are possibly quicker loading. They are possibly quicker around the transport lap. However, they are a little bit unstable in terms of falling over, whereas we have unstable in terms of oversteer. The Barstow that I have is possibly going to be a little bit faster a car for the car lap, but we will see. Right, don't go too fast in the loading. That is very nicely done. Go, 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 go. Oh, it's incredibly close. It's absolutely neck and neck coming out of the pit lane, but we have done it. We have taken the lead, but only just, and the trailer's going to get a load of oversteer here. We've got the van alongside. It's going to have a look. Now, our trailer is a bit wibbly and a bit wobbly and a bit all over the place, and it still is. I expect that box truck to be faster in a straight line than we are. However, and you know, there's a lot less weight going on. My car's 1.5 tons, which is not too bad, but it's much heavier than a pigeon. We are not very well in the trailer, so the dismounts has been very fast for us. we're a little bit too far forward, so I'm not sure we're going to get the best dismount imaginable. Oh, this is a bit this is a little bit dangerous, actually. That was definitely pushing it. Now, we know that box truck has center of mass issues and has a tendency to want to fall over, so we can probably be quicker through this next section. I'm actually worried we are starting to push out the front of the trailer a little bit. I'm looking forward to get out. It's not been the best like, we loaded, but we got a bit too carried away in that. I can't see where the following vehicle is. They have been dismounted. Oh, we've been dismounted absolutely side by side with a pigeon there. There's got a lot of understeer. Right, come on, Barstow. You will have more power than that pigeon. The engine's a little bit unhappy, but I think that's with the synchro, with the shifting while we were trying to get out and get into a forward gear. Oh, that's a lot of understeer from me. The pigeon is right there. We've got a couple of corners to go. We know we've got better top speed than that car. We can probably... I'll be careful. I know my vehicle does like to oversteer, even with the massive wing on the back of it. Pigeon's a little bit too far back through all of this. We've got one more corner to go in this. Do not spin. Don't blow up the engine. I don't think it will blow up the engine. As we head through the final turn, we do. There's a bit of the rear end wants to move. Oh, Shadow sent it. Shadow's got a big twitch. It will be victory. What a race. What a race. That was a hell of a battle. Well done to Lombo and Shadow. Two very, very different approaches. I've been crash welded into... We're going to do like tandem donuts. No, you've stopped me donutting. Oh, that was a really good race. That was a really, really good race. Yeah, I mean, the dismount was literally... Hopefully, I've got the replay running. We can have an action replay of that, because we didn't really see... They did a hell of a job getting that out of the truck and got it going again. Because, yeah, I struggled a little bit. Ugh, but we just had the legs. We were just fast enough on the car-based lap. It wasn't the best loading. We damaged the trailer slightly, but it had to be quick because, yeah, Lombo and Shadow loaded that thing really quickly. Oh, what a wonderful final. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.